All right, and welcome back from the break. Now, we continue to make sure that we guide you through, and this moment in time, we take you through the motivation and inspiration moment.
Very well, we head into what we call the business tip and business quotes of the day. Here you expect to be motivated and guided whether your business is going to continue making success or making reaps and yields out of all your inputs that you are doing. But now let us look at business.
All right, and still on the business tips and quotes, we'll be looking at greatly seeing how we inspire you and motivate you so that you can keep on adding something onto your business, and in the long run you can as well see that for any business out there, for you to continue let's say adding more into your business, you need a tip that is going to push you forward, a motivational quote that is going to inspire you to take you throughout the entire day.
Very well, what do we have for our tip this morning? Let us head into that, and thereafter we return to discuss with you and share advice. But surely you can keep the conversation, or you can as well share what you think on that particular one on the social media platforms at Smart24 TV. Not forgetting to subscribe on the YouTube channel.
And with the business tip, we have this particular one is saying, don't just sit in your ivory tower, go out and learn what people are thinking about your product. So, and it's actually showing the person who released this particular one, who is Andrew, says that I talk to people at grocery stores, at baseball games, and even my kids' games, which sometimes can annoy them.
You know, one of the sayings when many people come out to say that the moment they walk with their mothers, they go greeting people, not wanting to stop. You spend a lot of time, you know, on the road greeting people and saying hello to other people. But just like Anthony there is highlighting, sometimes it's annoying some people you're walking with, but there is a reason as to why people stop by. One, they're making connections. Number two, they're making sure they're getting feedback. Meanwhile, you do not know the previous deals that particular person did with they did to each other. So they're seeking advice, they're making connections, and more so making priorities and also discussions that are going to make sure their growth continues. But as we speak on the tip, as we talk via the business tip, what I want to say here is that before you do a business plan, because there is what they call a business plan at the end of the day, how far do you go consulting people? How far do you go making sure that you ask around preferences of people, you ask around tests, you ask around if you're going to produce maybe commodities that need color, even cakes, baking, now there is food coloring and all that. But what you need to know is that there are different people, and your customers or your end users are not just going to be one-sided or one-guided. That means that you will have people at the end of the day who are going to be positive, always positive to your production and products or services, and those that very well are quite determinant whether they want to really go with it or at some point leave it. But how ready are you always planning to make sure you include all those people into your budget plan as you plan for your business?
And also very, very important when you look at this particular business tip is that you're not supposed to sit in a comfort zone. You always have to get out and do something for yourself, or make sure that you create room, create a plan for your life, create a plan that where at least you're creating a network that is actually going to add on to your life, or that is going to add value to your growth. So clearly it is for you to get through your comfort zone. Unless you get out of your comfort zone, you will not actually achieve.
You know, some people
something.
sit, do you know why some people tend to just sit and relax? Because they feel they have achieved what they have been, you know, looking for. If I get what I am yearning for, if I'm getting my savings on every day, if I'm trying to do investment, and then there comes 5 years down the road, I feel like you know, I've done something, I tend to relax a bit and sit back and say, okay, I think I don't need much of that pressure to push on more harder and harder to be a go-getter at some point. And are you telling me that I shouldn't sit on my comfort zone? Yet I feel I have worked towards my goal and I'm there.
Well, and
what is more to achieve around?
Well, first, and when you look at the situation, is that first you cannot achieve when you're seated in a comfort zone, but there are actually people who tell you that normally they stay in their comfort zone because they believe that is where they want it to be. And
they're feeling comfortable
they feel
there.
Comfortable there. They feel they are successful where they are. They just look like there is nothing else to add on. If that will actually look like they're overstressing themselves. But in most cases, well, what I do believe is that we always have to challenge ourselves to new things. Regardless of whether you're in a place where you feel like, now I've hit my success or I've hit
I don't need anything more.
I don't need anything more. At least try to challenge yourself to something new. You never know. You may actually be successful at it again. So,
okay then.
And that's it for the business tip. Meanwhile, now let's take a look at the business quote of the day. Something that is going to as well motivate you as you are dealing with your business. Well, and with the business quote is to actually help you, motivate you through the day. This is just like an inspirational tip, just a simple one. It comes in, hits you. Sometimes it just actually hits you and directly becomes relevant to your life.
Yes. And this one we're highlighting is coming in from Michael Arrington, the founder and co-editor of TechCrunch, highlighting that best startups generally come from somebody needing to scratch an inch. So we are speaking about how far are you as a go-getter, how passionate are you at getting something, how hungry are you at making sure you want success or money. Each time we wake up every morning, you know, there is some need that arouses your interest of either waking up and staying in bed. Sleeping at all, or just, you know, relaxing at all. So at some point you need to realize that, hey, when do I need to really get up? Is there some need that I need to go and accomplish? Well, if you don't have any need, surely you can sleep it all at any time. You can continue relaxing. But if you want to have an impact on the society, if you have got an impact or responsibility, I don't think you can sleep with everything piling up on your desk, on your mind all the time. So that is why the quote is highlighting and telling you that, hey, it is going to be very vital for you to scratch an inch, and this one just means that you moving further, moving a step, because definitely you're not going to move ahead if you do not take a step for a need of success.
Well, and when we actually mention about something like taking a scratch, so when you look at the situation of taking it, I think it also takes us back to situation that you always have to do something that is, let's say take a risk. You need to be ahead of someone at the end of the day, because unless you do so, no one else is going to do it for you. So you always have to come and scratch something. So it's just like when you're scratching, let's say a wound, to see the results it brings. So I think it is still with the business. It's risk taking. You need to scratch that itch. There's always that fear that people have, and you're like, can I execute this? Will I be successful? Can I do this? So once you're successful, just scratch it. You never know. Anything can happen, truly.
Just like those promotions the beverages have, and they tell you to scratch it, you never know underneath the bottle cover what you might find. Sometimes, have you ever won by that incident? Of when they tell you, you know what, you buy a soda or buy water, and underneath the cover there are gifts or prizes around there that you win. And when you scratch it down, oh, you've been there, and have you won?
No, most of the times you'll find a code, by the way, but the chances of winning are very low, because there are a lot of soda bottles having a different code. So it is actually difficult to tell who is going to win. Sometimes you will actually get a bottle even when the promotion has already ended, but you'll find a chord. So it becomes very difficult when you're scratching some of those. But this particular one is to tell you, best startups generally come from somebody needing to scratch an inch. If you're willing to scratch that inch, then you may start up a better, you may actually come up with a better business startup. So clearly, it is one of those things that you could actually look at as well.